Jujutsu Kaisen, Naruto, One Piece, even JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, they all have amazing power-ups, but it's just way better because it was meant to be special. And for those of you who don't know what a Bankai is, it is simply a word that carries significance, has its own identity, and in my opinion is the coolest power-up there is. And since Bleach is getting into its final stages, more Bankai are gonna be revealed, and therefore the difference is gonna be made clear. But I still have to compare it to other anime so that you understand the fundamental difference and how the simplest thing made it so cool. And my goal is for you to acknowledge it because I love it. So with that, a good start is a good explanation. Every Bankai gives the chills to millions of people around the world, including me. But other comparable anime do the same thing, but not always. When I was making this script, I noticed that Jujutsu Kaisen also has this magic. But after thinking about it, all I can say is that Gege Akutami tried. But it was just a cheap imitation. I'm sure that there's many people who absolutely love domain expansion, including myself, but they don't know the source of it. Gege Akutami drew inspiration from many anime, including Bleach. And that is, of course, stated by the author himself. The reason why I said it's a cheap imitation is because he followed the same path as Kubo did. Make the ultimate ability only special to one character, put a story in it, and get the people excited. But that's all that Akutami did. When it comes to the ultimate power-up, the original idea was not Akutami's, therefore he could not follow up with the importance of the final release of power. And there is more similarities between Bankai and domain expansion than you might think. First of all, the mystery factor. Well, both domain expansions and Bankai are mysteries. Now, I'm not going to draw all the lines of the similarities, that's not important, but the difference is the difference in strength. Once a user uses a Bankai, he gets a power-up 5 to 10 times of what he had. So it is his final form, you could say. And whenever somebody in Jujutsu Kaisen uses their domain expansion, they seem so infinitely more overpowered. Gojo is invincible in his, if you haven't read the manga. They start spamming it a lot more, and the value of the domain expansion keeps dropping every time somebody uses it. This leads me to my point. It seems to me like Akutami just kinda got lost in the sauce. Meanwhile, Bankai is still what Bankai was supposed to be. I'm gonna use One Piece and Naruto as examples to explain this, but I have to say, Bleach is number one in hyping up their power because everybody knows what Bankai is. In One Piece, we have things like the devil fruits and also Haki. But I have to get this out of my chest. Luffy's Gear 5 was hype, but only for the first time. All the devil fruits are giving you an ability. Meanwhile, Bankai is narratively more meaningful. It's a direct connection to the user's identity and soul. What I'm trying to get at is devil fruits are just a generic power-up. They just give a generic ability to somebody. Maybe I'm downplaying it a bit, but it's because that each Bankai is unique and it reflects the wielder's personality. Everyone in Bleach has their inner struggles and they grow, and all of that shows in their Bankai. For example, Byakuya's Bankai with its 1,000 blades reflects his noble status and precision, while Renji's, he has a baboon snake hybrid because he has a determined nature. It just shows how wild he is. And One Piece's Haki is very cool. Some people didn't even need devil fruits just to get to be the strongest, but mastering Haki really isn't big of a deal because everyone can have Haki. It's just up to the training and the people that teaches you it. If I woke you up at 3 AM and asked you, which 3 notable abilities does Zoro have in One Piece? Can you please name 3? If you had to save your life, could you? The story changes in Naruto just a little bit because there's this clan that's called the Uchiha, which everybody has special red eyes, and they have potential to have a Mangekyo Sharingan, which is the ultimate form, but you have to sacrifice a lot. Only a specific amount of people have it. Everybody does know about it, but they cannot reach it with hard training because they're not of that clan. Naruto does hold up that uniqueness of a power-up. If you're not from that clan, you can't get it. But in Bleach, the training and requirements for Bankai are more compelling. It requires years and decades communicating with a zanpakuto spirit to achieve true self-understanding. I think that is more interesting than a power-up that comes from simply training harder or just being born that way. And a Sharingan does not give me the chills. Therefore, the only moment where I got chills while watching Naruto was when Sakura screamed out for Naruto and he came out with Sage Mode to save the Hidden Leaf Village from pain. But that's mainly it. And this is something interesting. Sasuke goes into battle with Naruto. He never says, "Oh, are you gonna use your Rasengan?" No, he doesn't. The same thing doesn't happen in One Piece. Luffy doesn't just say, "Go in your bestial form, you devil fruit user." That doesn't happen. In Bleach, this does happen most of the times. Most of the characters want to fight in their full form. And we know what that full form is for Soul Reapers. And once you see the Bankai, you understand the true nature of a character that is using it. It is universal, and every important figure in Bleach knows about it. Every single person in Soul Society knows about it, but not everybody has it. They don't even have the base level of getting in touch with your sword. In most cases, they are very rare. Therefore, not all Reapers have this simple power-up. But this is the main difference. Just the rarity itself of having a Bankai is above having a Shikai. Therefore, it's more meaningful. And Bankai also has limitations. It puts immense strain on the user and it can be broken. And it is not the best solution, but this is the reason why we don't see it so often, except for Ichigo. Because most of the characters time their Bankai, and it all depends on their personality. And this gives strategic depth compared to just transformation with no downsides whatsoever. So what is this magic a Bankai has? If you're not a Bleach fan, let me explain it like this. All of the buildup comes in a package with this one word. All of the buildup just falls down, and then you see the reaction of the enemy facing the Bankai. And all of a sudden, you feel chills down your spine. Plus, you're hit with the mystery of the Bankai itself. What does it do? Every Bankai has a story, but some of them have not been told. Here's where JoJo's Bizarre Adventure comes in. Stands are like souls, or personality of the stand user. The same goes with the zanpakuto, the sword. It has a soul, and thanks to Uetsu Nimaya, the creator of the zanpakuto, you can see that they have physical bodies as well. They're not his girlfriends, they're swords. And what's so cool about Bankai is that it's not even the tip of the iceberg. There is one more step to it, but it is so rare that nobody has it. To conclude the points, Bankai is a universal thing in Bleach. It's just a word, and whenever you hear these 6 letters, it just gets you and me excited because I don't know what I'm expecting. And in all honesty, I might have chewed more than I could swallow, because when I'm looking at all the footage that I've recorded for this video, every anime has an amazing power-up. One Piece's animations are crazy, but as a 22-year-old, I'm more sold to the idea of having sign-in abilities. And Bleach just sold me at the point where they look into themselves to get the powers. Respectively, every other anime has amazing power-ups, but Bleach just does something to me. You have a person who uses it once and it just destroys everything. You have a spammer that keeps using it like Ichigo. Some that never get the chance to use theirs. One that can make babies with it. And a person that took over Soul Society without it. Old DD Roger did the same thing with hockey only. But I like Aizen more, because he is the greatest villain to ever be written.